Coming up today on Studio 13 Live. How you and your families can have a fun experience jumping this summer. We're taking you to Elevated Sports in Bothell.
Plus, new details coming out about the cast of the Barbie movie, what Margot Robbie did to help Ryan Gosling with Kenergy.
Then we're trying plant-based chicken nuggets with Rebellious Foods, how a former Boeing engineer is helping enhance school menus across the state.
Take you another mile. Don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait, don't gotta wait today. It's happening all around, like sunshine through the clouds. I'm gonna make your day.
Happy Monday, friends, and welcome to another wonderful week. I'm Carly Henderson.
And I'm Mireya Garcia, and I know that we had amazing weekends. You went to a very cool concert, so what did you love about it?
I did. I went to my very first concert at the Gorge. If you have ever been to a show at the Gorge, you know how absolutely magical it is. Just getting to watch the sunset over the scene. I cannot recommend it highly enough. I absolutely loved it. I saw Boy Genius and Carly Rae Jepsen, and it was such a fun experience. It almost felt like a music festival.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's
it was
amazing.
wonderful. What did you do this weekend?
So I had kind of a low-key weekend. Me and my family, we went to a little beach in Edmonds and just had a great time, had some ice cream, and then I visited with a friend who was in from out of town, and there was a play date with my son and her son, so it was a nice weekend to refill my cup, you know?
Yeah, you need those sometimes.
Yes,
I feel like life moves so fast. You need to have the chill weekends too. All right, well, the onstage drama definitely continuing at concert venues here. So Cardi B got a drink thrown at her in Vegas over the weekend, but she did not let that one slide. So take a look at this. A fan throws the liquid at her, and then she throws the microphone at that person. Some fans who were at the show criticized Cardi, though, because they said that she asked them earlier to throw some water her way because she was too hot. Now, one night before, Cardi threw another microphone at a DJ after her song kept getting interrupted. It sounds like a typical case of two wrongs don't make a right.
You know, but I will say this about Cardi, though I cannot condone this. She told people this was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, if you threw anything at her, she said she'd throw something back. So here she is, keeping her word.
But she said, throw water at me. That's the thing. So I think that kind of what people are thinking now is that it wasn't water that got thrown at her, that it was some kind of liquid. It was a drink. It hasn't been confirmed what it is. It could have been booze. It clearly, like, she was asking for water to be thrown on her earlier, so it must have been something that really triggered that reaction. It had been sticky or smelly or gross or something like that. Now she has to buy a new dress, so I see why she's mad, but no bueno, no bueno.
I know. But you know what? I'm not surprised because stuff like this keeps happening. It's just going to keep escalating.
Yeah. Don't throw things at artists, even if they tell you to. Don't do it.
Just don't. Yeah. Maybe she was just speaking like, you know, she was just kind of chatting. I don't know. All right. Well, Drake paid more than $1 million for a ring that belonged to Tupac Shakur. So the ring with diamonds, rubies, and a gold crown was actually styled by Tupac and sold at a hip-hop auction. And Tupac actually wore that ring at the MTV Video Music Awards in 1996, and it was his last public appearance before he actually died 9 days later. The auction house says that the ring is the most valuable hip-hop item ever sold at auction. And, you know, I think it must be so meaningful to Drake to have been able to purchase this because certainly Tupac's still an icon.
Yeah, he looked, we didn't have the rights to the photo, so we couldn't show it, but he looked so happy in this photo. He was holding it up and just like smiling so big. It almost looked like an engagement photo, the way people show their ring, you know, he looked so happy.
Good for him.
Yeah, he has the best smile too. I always like seeing kind of what other celebrities, current celebrities, fan out over, like with Kim Kardashian in the Marilyn Monroe dress. So that's cool, good for Drake getting that. Actress Megan Megan Fox has gotten herself into a little bit of a controversy online. So you might have heard about this last week. She shared a GoFundMe for her friend's dad and asking people to donate money, basically. But people started criticizing her, saying that instead of asking for others to donate, you know, she has a lot of money, she could have just helped herself. But Megan actually responded by saying, "Hey weirdos, do any of you have the emotional intelligence to consider that maybe she doesn't want her celebrity clients donating large sums of money to her because it creates a dynamic in her working relationships that makes her uncomfortable?" Megan says that she did what her friend asked, and she added that any help that she provides will be done in private.
Interesting. You know what? She has a point.
She does have a point, but I think it just seemed weird for her, someone who has way more money than like probably 99% of all of her fans, right? To be sharing something saying, "Hey guys, why don't you help out? Why don't you help out?" And you can look at these GoFundMes and kind of filter it to see how much people are donating, and you can even see the anonymous donations. And so there were no high donations that were already kind of like kickstarted by her to like help her friend out. I looked today and there is one anonymous on there now for $2,500. So I'm guessing that that was Megan, probably, or else it was a very generous fan. But she did still help her friend out. I think they raised about $11,000 so far. So it's still good, but I get the kind of optics of it seemed a little weird.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that when you sort of live in that kind of money space, maybe you don't really think about stuff like this, but even though you're wanting to help a friend, I mean, if you want to share this, I would think the better move would be to say, "Hey, I'm committing to making a donation. I hope you'll consider helping as well." But otherwise, you just kind of sound greedy. All right, well, we are learning more about the cast of the Barbie movie landing their roles. Okay, so Margot Robbie apparently only wanted to produce the movie. She wasn't even planning to star in it, but then after speaking with director Greta Gerwig, she ended up casting herself in the movie and had full creative control over the Barbie character. And in fact, Margot was also a huge advocate for Ryan Gosling to play Ken. The actress says that she actually kept bothering him to get him to agree to do the part, and she even sent him presents. She's talked about this in interviews every day of filming to help him tap into that Kenergy, which I love to see. I mean, not only is this a fun story, but I also love to see her growth as an artist and her ability to sort of take control of these roles and for it to still be so good.
So good. Yeah, apparently when she was trying to convince him to do the film, she's like, "I'll send you a present every day." And she had to like really kind of convince Ryan Gosling to do it. And then when she started sending these pink presents with pink bows every single day, I guess she sent him like everything was related to the film. So it was like puka shells, a book about horses, which if you've seen the film, you know that's kind of a fun little thing about it. And like something about the beach. So like all kinds of different stuff like that. And he was like, "You can stop. Like, you don't have to keep doing this." And she's like, "No, I'm committing to it." And I'm sure, I mean, obviously Ryan Gosling's such an amazing actor already, but you know, he turned out great in that film. So I like that she did that. It's so fun. Disney's new movie, The Haunted Mansion, opening over the weekend. It was no match for Barbie or Oppenheimer, though. So the movie starring Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, and Jamie Lee Curtis, it earned just $24 million. And while that sounds pretty good, the movie's budget was $150 million. Plus, it spent tens of millions more on promotion. That movie looked really scary. I watched the trailer for it. I was like, this looks spooky.
It does, and it's kind of interesting because it's obviously a family film, but it just kind of makes you wonder, like, my son is still really into zombies, and he's only 3, but I don't know if he would be able to watch this movie. You don't want to freak out a kid either.
Yeah, it almost looked like a horror movie when I was watching it. But I mean, you got to think, too, with all the Disney films are going to hit streaming, I'm sure they'll make their money back from that, especially the Haunted Mansions, like so many people's favorite rides. There's just a lot of other good movies out right now. So maybe it's one people just rather watch at home.
Absolutely. Hey, so when you're trying to focus at work, this is an interesting one. What should you be doing? Okay, a lot of people like to turn down the noise and really hyper focus, but actually, maybe you should be turning up your music because music, turns out, can help with concentration. That is according to new research, and experts say that working with music can really be beneficial to productivity, and certain music can change the frequency of the brain waves in your mind even, and listening to your favorite songs can also boost your mood. This part surprised me though. Some of the most effective genres are country, pop, and rock. And the reason that surprised me is because I love music when I work, but it can't have lyrics because then I just start listening to the lyrics.
I think I was thinking the same thing. You had me until I heard country, pop, and rock. That's wild to me because I think we work with words and we're typing things up and we're thinking of what we're going to talk about during the show and stuff. It gets confusing. Like I can't even think of another song while I'm listening to a song. I'm sure I'm not original in that. I'm sure you probably feel that way too. But it's got to be instrumental, beats, something like that. So that's really surprising. Maybe if it's a job that you don't actually have to like think that much while you're doing it, you can just kind of jam out and like if you're working with your hands or moving, I don't know,
maybe
different things like that. Maybe. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Surprising. Very surprising.
Interesting. I'll tell you though, like right out of the pandemic, I actually had a really hard time coming back into an office environment because suddenly it wasn't fully silent. You know what I mean? There's conversations, stuff going on. So I did really depend on music then to focus better.
Same. I had to get some noise canceling headphones. It's been a lifesaver. All right. Well, you might not want to shake hands with a Gen Zer if you go to a music festival this summer. And that's because a new study found that 26% of them only wash their hands once a day when they attend a multi-day event. So 44% blamed a lack of facilities at the events, and another good percentage said that they didn't want to wait in line. So if you're listening to this and you're Gen Z or you know a Gen Zer, please wash your hands so you don't get yourself or anybody else sick.
Did we learn nothing?
Right, you're so right.
Come on.
That's wild. Yeah, when I went to the bathroom at the Gorge this weekend, it looked like a long line, moved pretty quick, but then there was a really long line for the hand washing station. There people are taking care of it, at least. They're washing their hands and prioritizing that.
And I have to say, I mean, I know that you're really good about, sanitizer and stuff like that, which is important, absolutely, but definitely also still, do the hand washing.
Do it all.
The young people out there, please.
All right, still ahead on Studio 13 Live. We're going to be trying chicken-free Parmesan sandwiches with chicken nuggets with Rebellious Foods, how a former Boeing engineer created the Seattle plant-based food company.
Very cool. But first, Madonna is counting her lucky stars after a life-threatening illness. We're checking in with our TMZ correspondent about the pop star's social media update. It is time to take a look at what is popping in celebrity news.
For that, we're bringing in Fabian Garcia from TMZ. Hey, Fabian.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's talk about Madonna because we know she suffered a life-threatening illness back in June. She was forced to postpone her North American tour. What's she saying about it all now?
She's expressing gratitude. So she threw something up on Instagram. It features a few photos of her kids. A couple of her kids, I think she has 6 total, and she's saying that her kids were right by her side as she was dealing with this very serious health scare. Like you said, it caused her to postpone her tour. It almost claimed her life. As far as I know, it had to do with some kind of bacterial infection, and at the time that she was received by paramedics, word is that she was like unconscious. So basically, she was at death's door, essentially. But since then, luckily, she's had a very kind of miraculous recovery. She's been seen out and about in New York City, walking around. Just the other day, she posted a video of herself kind of dancing around her living room. So she seems to be doing much better. And she's thanking her kids. She's thanking her manager. And I guess thanking her fans too, just for kind of, supporting her through this. So yeah, I mean, we almost lost a legend, frankly. It's crazy. And I don't know if you guys just heard the news, but Pee Wee Herman also just died like today, like a second ago. Yeah, Paul Rubens just passed away. It's breaking right now. So that just kind of goes to show you can go anytime. Paul Rubens died from cancer that he was keeping secret up until now. And in the same vein with Madonna, I mean, look, she almost died as well. So cherish these legends while they're still around. I guess that's kind of the lesson here.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing us that breaking news as well.
Yeah.
And let's move now to another pop icon, Britney Spears. Her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, apparently moving the kids to Hawaii, and they're actually leaving without saying a real proper goodbye to their mom. What's going on there?
Yeah, this is controversial. A lot of people feel like Kevin Federline and her boys, even though they're minors, a lot of people are saying that they're in the wrong here for not really giving Britney a chance to say goodbye. We know that Kevin feels like this is in the best interest of his boys. The boys also feel that same way. They're older now. They're like 16, 17 years old. So they have a mind of their own. They can make their own decisions. And we've been kind of documenting this for about a year or so now. We know that Kevin Federline and the boys feel like Britney's not really all that well right now. They feel like she's not in the best place. And they truly feel like the best thing for her is this sort of separation. And now it's going to be, I think, at least for now, permanent separation, because they're moving to Hawaii tomorrow, Tuesday. There was talk of whether they were going to try to get together with Brittany, say their goodbyes. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. It's unclear how exactly Brittany feels about this. We know of late that she's been posting on social media, seemingly trying to extend an olive branch to her kids with posting old photos of them, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just unclear like what's going on behind the scenes. But clearly the family's fractured still.
Oh, that breaks my heart to hear.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's controversial because a lot of people feel like Kevin should have just said, yeah, you need to go see your mom. I don't care how you feel about it. But, you know, he's their dad and he's making the parenting decisions here, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Fabian Garcia, thank you so much for bringing us that news today. We'll talk to you soon.
Of course, happy to be here.
All right. Don't forget, you can catch TMZ right here on Fox 13 weekdays at 7 p.m.
And still to come on Studio 13 Live, if you don't have a pet name for your significant other, you might want to figure something out, okay? Because apparently nicknames impact relationships.
Interesting. All right, but first, we're going to learn how to make some quick and easy meals using plant-based chicken with Rebellious Foods, how they're helping the environment and serving up delicious eats at schools across the state right after the break.
So if you love chicken, but you also love saving chickens, a Seattle food company created plant-based chicken nuggets and patties for quick and easy meals. It's also being featured in menus of schools across Washington State.
So cool. Today we're joined by Christy Middleton with Rebellious Foods. Welcome.
Hey, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, I definitely have these in my freezer right now, so I'm excited. I'm already a fan. This is great. I know you work closely with the company's founder, who is a Boeing engineer.
Right.
Before kind of founding Rebellious Foods. Kind of tell us the inspiration, the story behind like how the company started.
Well, plant-based chicken costs about 2 to 5 times the price of animal-based chicken in conventional supermarkets. And of course, we're hearing from the United Nations, from World Health Organization, all of these places that we need to eat less meat to save the planet for our health and of course for animals. But there's no way that we're going to be able to do that if it continues to cost 2 to 5 times the price of conventional meat. And so Christy, with her knowledge from building airplane wings at Boeing, decided to embark on a challenge to create novel production equipment that will not only increase the quality of plant-based chicken, but actually make it less expensive. And that's how we're going to make plant-based meat available for everyone to afford.
What
That's
a great
wonderful.
plan.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the process of how this is made and how you make sure it's like got good texture, juicy, crispy, all that.
Well, it's a somewhat complicated process, and that's what we're here to solve. We have a facility in West Seattle where we are developing this novel production equipment that addresses issues like the emulsification, like the hydration of textured soy protein. So essentially, it's a dough-making process, but what we do is we're improving the quality that allows for better texture. So when you bite into this, you're going to see that it tastes just like chicken, and also has a nice crispy breading on the outside. In fact, we were just at a school nutrition conference a couple weeks ago in Denver where we had student ambassadors stop by and they said they preferred this over the chicken nuggets that were being served in the cafeterias.
That's
exactly.
cool.
Oh, it's so much fun.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for doing that and creating all that yummy stuff. So you've got some nuggets for us to try. Tell us kind of an easy way to use them in our meals.
Well, the nuggets, obviously you could just put in a dipping or put with a dipping sauce, barbecue sauce, but what we love to do is find unique ways to menu them. So in addition to that, a lot of people are looking for protein to start their day. So how about a little chicken nuggets and waffles?
Okay.
Can we jump in?
You can go for it, yeah.
So go
let's
like
see
bite-sized style. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I love it.
A little crunch to
Ooh,
them.
yum.
Yeah, I got some napkins here too if you guys
I
need
love
those.
that.
Yeah,
I love the little
a
powdered
fun
sugar on the
trend.
top
Thank
too.
you.
Add a little bit
What a
of
great
flair
idea.
to it. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love putting these in a stir fry too. We worked really hard on the breading adhesion to make sure that the breading stays intact throughout the enjoyment process. So put them with some teriyaki sauce. You can also put buffalo sauce on them. And we have a friend who actually actually makes nugget kebab, so another way to enjoy things at a cookout.
Yeah, and as the resident meat eater, I have to say the texture is spot on, so
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
very cool.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit more about being featured on menus for school districts. That is so fun because you're in Bellevue, Bellingham, all the way over in Ellensburg too.
Right, yeah. So one of the fun things that we're discovering is that, of course, kids love animals and they also love chicken. And what we're doing, one of our mottos is, if it looks like a nugget, it cooks like a nugget, it tastes like a nugget, even if it's totally plant-based. So we've been working with school districts across the country because, those very reasons, improving health, improving the environment, improving animal welfare. Schools are looking more these days for plant-based options. And so we're on menus at over 150 school districts, with some of those you mentioned being here in Washington State. We're super excited to be on menus at Bellingham, Bellevue, Olympia, Auburn, and a laundry list of other districts coming up. And we're also in places like Lincoln, Nebraska, so the heart of the country, exactly. We also have products available in retail. Carly, you mentioned you've bought them, you have them in your home kitchen. So locally, we're at Whole Foods, at Safeway, Town and Country Markets, and a bunch of other local independent stores.
Hey, and you're going to show us one other thing that we can make with your plant-based patties, right?
Right, super quick. So of course, easy sandwich, but also I love making like a chicken parm style sandwich.
Yeah.
So my air fryer is one of my favorite kitchen devices. I fought it for years, but now I use it every day. So cook the patties for about 8 minutes on, $3.95. All these are slightly different. And then once you get it nice and crispy, then we simply will add a little bit of marinara sauce. And some people like it really saucy, some not
Sauce
as much.
it up.
Right,
I know, I'm
okay,
saucy
yeah,
girl.
all right. And then I've got a plant-based parm here. And then you just put it back in your air fryer. Yep, if I can get this baby up.
That's the tricky bit.
It can be, yep. And then you cook it for another minute or two, just so your cheese gets nice and melty.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take it out of the air fryer.
TV magic.
So smart. You have one that you already made. I love it.
Done this
Beautiful.
once before. There we go. And hopefully I can get this guy out without completely messing it up here.
Yeah.
All right. And I love basil. 'Tis the season, right?
Yes.
Put basil on everything.
Basil.
So there we go.
Beautiful.
Can we buns on?
Take a bite?
Please, I hope you will. Yep. There you go.
Beautiful. Let's see.
That's so good.
And the basil really just
I love
makes
that
it
sauce, too.
right.
I wouldn't have thought to put that on there.
Yeah, I mean, same
like
with like
chicken
you can chicken parmesan. You can put it on noodles, zoodles if your garden's exploding with zucchini like mine is right now.
Christy, thank you so much. This is so good. Gotta try it. We posted more info on rebellious foods up on our website, fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. And hey, coming up on Studio 13 Live, how you can spend quality family time at a trampoline park in Bothell. Watch me learn how to jump around from the pros, the kids.
But first, one man's suggestion for an ice cream date got him blocked. What people are saying about this one online. Okay, so interesting topic here, Carly. Okay, 87% of Americans use little pet names for their significant others, and those couples tend to be happier than the ones that don't. New research says that little names like sweetie or baby actually increase connection and comfort with one another. And according to the study, using pet names increased relationship satisfaction by 16% in the U.S. So even though I personally am not a nickname person in like real life, I definitely do use baby and hun quite a lot. What about you?
No, we don't. I feel like early on when we dated, we did like the classic, hey babe, come here. But now we just do more like nicknames of our regular names all the time, all the time. Like to the point where if he calls me Carly, I go, what? Like it's a weird thing for me. And if I call him Tommy, we're like, it's the same thing. It makes us jump. We're like, are we in trouble? What's going on? Why are we using our real names here?
I feel like that counts though.
Okay.
That's a little bit of a, like something cute you do.
I guess I just think pet name sounds like a romantic lover name or something like that, like baby boo boo.
Oh
Like, we don't do anything like that. But we do like to give our dog really silly names.
Yeah.
That's the thing we do together.
Nice.
All right. Showing affection in another way here. How often do you hug your best friend? Well, apparently people don't do it very often. People online are talking about the best friends don't hug theory. So one user says that she's only hugged her childhood friend of 10 years 2 times. The idea is that the more you hug, the more shallow your friendship is. Do you hug your best friend a lot?
I feel like I do. Okay, so I'm Latina, and there's like the side hug, and when I lived on the border, the little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
So I would do a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I still do a little side hug, but not like a full-on embrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I was trying to think about this. I feel like we do. I mean, I don't think that we like skip it or anything, but I'm not the biggest like touchy-feely person,
Right.
so I don't feel like slighted if we don't hug or feel like it's required an interaction or anything like that. But that's so interesting.
I guess I'm really going to have to think about that one. But you know what? You can be friends with someone and you don't have to hug. It's fine.
It's all good.
So it turns out, by the way, you're going to hate this one, that you don't even have to be a human being to be an influencer. A new study shows that times are a-changin', and apparently virtual influencers can be just as credible as human ones. Rude. Researchers say that using artificial intelligence can be seen as entertaining and innovative, while also saving companies, imagine that, a lot of money. So, would you be trusting an AI influencer?
I mean, I feel like, I don't think like influencers are this sacred thing or anything,
Right.
but kind of the point of an influencer is that you get to know a person, you follow their life, and then you're really curious about their personal recommendations for things. So yeah, you can have like a hologram or a, AI generated person, show up as if they're an influencer on an app, but it's not really the same thing. Like
Right.
you would have to the point of an influencer is that you're already attached to what they're telling you.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. And I mean, that's kind of it, right? You decide if you like the personality of someone, want to be their friend. And you're probably not going to be their friend, but if you kind of have that sort of, I think they call it a parasocial relationship, then maybe you're interested in what they care about, what they like, what they're wearing. I don't love the AI thing because at the end of the day, it's literally taking a job away from somebody. This is a new kind of job and giving it to a robot so they can sell you stuff.
Yeah. So
Don't love
weird.
it.
So weird. Every day there's some new AI development. They're just like gradually making their way across the country and the world. What's the perfect date? Let's switch to this topic. One woman says it is not going to get ice cream. So this man's post is just going viral on Reddit because he said after suggesting an ice cream date during hot weather, a woman said, "I'm a 26-year-old woman and a date like that seems like the absolute bare minimum." She ended this message by saying they have different vibes and should probably skip the date. After that, she blocked him. Do we think she made her decision too fast?
Well, look, it looks like they were not for each other, but I don't agree with her at all.
Me either. I feel like ice cream is actually a really perfect date, especially like a first date.
Yes.
It's wholesome, it's cute, it's a nice length where you can feel it out and you can continue the date if you want to. But if not, you only really have to hang out for the length of an ice cream cone,
Yes.
right? You can make up an excuse and leave. I think it's a great idea. You can see what kind of toppings they get. Are they choosing just vanilla? Are they going for that rocky road? What do they want? I feel like you can learn a lot about a person, and it's like brings back nostalgia from childhood. This is a great date.
I think so too, but I'll tell you, this is pretty cute. So when my family and I were at the beach this weekend, we stopped off to get some ice cream, and we sat down outside, and there was this woman sitting there, and then a man approaches and asks, "Are you so-and-so?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's me. Hi, kiss, kiss, nice to meet you." They walk and get ice cream and go for a walk. It was a first date in the wild, y'all. I feel like I haven't seen one of those in a long time. So they thought that an ice cream date was all right.
Yeah, that's cute. Some people just like I think they also want the partner that they go on a date with to spend money on them too. So I know when going out for drinks kind of started becoming a thing that people are doing, especially with dating apps, I know some people were like, "Take me to dinner. I don't want just drinks. Like pursue me and actually invest in me." So it's kind of the same as that, but just like a more like wholesome version, right?
I guess so, but it doesn't need to be all money all the time. You know what I mean? Like you could switch it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, get this. A man in Colorado was in the hospital. He had a skateboarding injury, okay? And then he noticed his doctor was Googling how to properly wrap an ankle. This story really just fully sending me here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a wild one. The patient said that it made him laugh. The doctor was just doing her job, posted a video online, and as you can guess quickly, it went viral. Medical professionals rushed to defend the doctor, saying that they are humans and not robots. And I will say that, you know, in the time before the internet, doctors certainly, and even today, they reference, you know, medical books if they have questions or need a little refresher. So this just kind of feels like the modern way of doing that, but it's not the best of looks, you know?
Yeah, especially if like you have insurance, or you don't have insurance, I should say.
Yes.
And you're like paying out of pocket for this. And if it is something that like a friend or family member could also Google and like help you out with. But hopefully he was just, you know, refreshing his memory on how to do it.
Yeah.
And at least he looked it up rather than just pretending that he knew how to do it if he
Yeah.
really didn't know, or he forgot how to do it,
Yeah.
right? That's an
funny.
interesting look for sure. Well, your ability to handle high amounts of pain might actually be related to how much you exercise, as it turns out. So scientists in Norway say that if you're more active, you're more likely to have a higher pain tolerance. Now, researchers, they did 2 rounds of studies on 10,000 people, and the study found that being physically active or even boosting levels of activity showed higher pain tolerance. Do you have a high pain tolerance? I know you lift those weights.
I do, and I don't know, it's like a tough thing to say, right, about yourself. I will say that I decided to opt for the epidural when I gave birth because I didn't want to deal with that much pain, and then I had a hot spot anyway, so I had to feel some of it anyway. So I'm gonna say medium to high pain tolerance.
Yeah, I feel like I have a decently high pain tolerance. What I do not have is a high hunger tolerance. If I am hungry, it is over. So your girl's always packing snacks and little granola bars.
And that's
things
true,
like
she
that.
really is, yeah.
Yeah, just in case, because God forbid, you know.
I love it. All right, still ahead on Studio 13 Live, we are learning how to make one of these famous pies at Spark Pizza Redmond. They're actually being recognized on an international level as one of the top 50 pizzerias in the United States.
Yeah, but first we're going to be taking you on a little adventure to Elevated Sports in Bothell. Now, this is a place anybody in your family can enjoy, so come with me. We're going to try a little bit of everything right after the break.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your day.
Hey, welcome back. If you're looking for a fun summer spot to beat the heat, where the kids can jump on trampolines, play laser games, and try not to wipe out on ninja courses, I've got you covered in this episode of Passport to the Northwest. Hey, we all know life has its ups and downs, but today we're going up. We're heading up to Bothell to check out Elevated Sports Trampoline Park. Let's go have some fun. Come on. So today we are rolling out in a 2023 Honda CR-V. Really pleasant, comfortable ride. There's also tons of cargo space in it though. It feels kind of like the perfect size, especially if you want to bring like birthday party supplies, because where we're going, you can do that.
Your destination is on the right.
All right, we made it to Elevated Sports. This is my friend Arthur. Hi, what is this place all about?
Great, we really appreciate you coming in today. We have, as you've seen already, this is our kids adventure for the smaller kids, and we should proceed on the deck where we're going to check out the trampolines and ninja course.
Ooh, sign me up. Let's go.
Let's go.
So these are my new friends. This is Ariana and Juliana. How old are you guys?
I'm 14 and she's 7.
Wow, and you guys are sisters, right? Do you guys know any tricks you can teach me?
Yeah, we do.
Let's see it.
Like this.
Oh, okay. Should I do it?
Yeah, you
ready? Woo! That wasn't too hard. That's pretty easy, right? What else do you like to do here?
We love to like race each other from like one side to the other side.
Oh, should we race?
Yeah, we should race.
Let's do it.
Go.
Uh-oh! We've got an obstacle here. Uh-oh. They definitely beat me! Woo! Okay, you guys won the race. Not me being out of breath from the trampolines for 1 minute. I need some water. We made it to the foam pit. What do we do at the foam pit? What's the goal? Is it just jumping in? What is it?
It's usually jumping in and seeing how far you can land inside it.
Should we have another contest to see who can jump in further? On your marks, get set, go! Woo! It's kind of hard to get out of here. Next up, ninja course. What happens on the ninja course?
In the ninja course, you try and like get through the obstacles to like go from one side to the other side.
Ninja course time. All right, a 4-year-old just got across, so let's see if I can do it. Ready? Here we go. I'm not scared of a little wobble here.
You got this.
Am I doing okay? Oh! Oh! There we go. Good thing this isn't timed. Okay, I made it. That wasn't too bad. Woo! They did say it was the easiest. How'd I do, guys?
You did great.
Thanks. Okay, should we do the lasers?
Yeah, we should do
Let's go to the lasers. We've graduated to laser level. Let's go. So we're gonna play Theme Busters. How do we play this game?
So basically, there's a bunch of lasers, and checkpoints like in the other game.
Okay.
You're trying to do as many times as you can.
Just hit all the lasers, hit the checkpoints, and then we're gonna win, right? Yeah, let's do it. We're going in. You can really rebrand this as a workout class.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. So much fun. Might have broken a little bit of a sweat there running around with those too. It's kind of a workout, I'm not gonna lie. Elevated Sports is open every day starting at 10 a.m. All right, it is time now for K-Pop Catch Up, where we learn all about all the things happening in the world of K-pop. And for that, we're bringing in Fox 13 video journalist Clint Edwards. Hey, Clint.
Hey, very excited to be back.
Yeah.
So first we have 8-Turn debuted earlier this year with the album 8-Turn Rise, and they've already made their first comeback last month with the second EP called Uncharted Drift.
Who's up? 8-Turn! Hello, student 13. We're 8-Turn! Hello!
So this is their title track called Excel, and it has over 10 million views so far on YouTube. Fans have complimented their synchronization since debut, which they attribute to the hours and hours of practice they put in to making it perfect. Now for a new group, they already have a lot they wanted fans to know about their music, and they have a special message to them with their title track.
The reason we chose Excel is because we wanted to, tell to the world that we can do whatever we want, and we don't need to, sort of care about what other people think. And I can do what I want, and I can enjoy doing what I want. And I think that's what's really important.
Yeah, so did they tell you kind of how much time it takes them to make a new album?
So it's a lot more than you think with all the practicing and choreography. They basically lived in the practice room for 2 to 3 months, they said, only going home for showers and sleep. And I think that dedication really shows when you see them perform live on music shows.
Wow, I don't know if I've ever been that dedicated to anything.
I have not.
Staying in a room for 2 to 3 months and only sleeping and showering elsewhere.
Would never do it.
I hope they got a lot of food delivery there.
I hope so too.
Let's talk about the goals that kind of a new group in K-pop like them has.
So I feel like all the new groups I've talked to, their biggest goal is winning on a music show, but their goal is to win the Rookie of the Year award at the end of the year music shows. I told them I think they can do it, especially with the amount of work they put into it. So, I mean, I'm definitely a big fan of them if you haven't already been able to tell. So
Yeah, they're great. I can tell you're really passionate about it too. What else can people kind of, hear them talk about in your interview?
So we talked all about the meanings behind the tracks, places they want to tour, and they each gave reasons for fans to choose them as their favorite member.
Oh.
So it's really a chaotic interview, but in the best way possible.
That's a great question. Have them sell themselves each to the fans.
It's my favorite one.
That is such a good idea.
It really gets them talking, and it really helps fans be able to, choose them as their bias, which is what they call it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Clint. I can't wait till the next time. You're always bringing us cool K-pop. We put the full interview with this group up on fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you.
Cool. Coming up on Studio 13 Live, we sent Mireya up to our weather deck to give you a look at an internationally recognized pizza joint right here in our own backyard. So how to make some of Spark Pizza's famous pies right after the break. And don't forget, if you missed anything from today's show, you can find it on our website. Just head over to fox13seattle.com/Studio13Live.
shabby, okay? We are here with Emerald Eats, where we highlight some amazing food in our area, and we are visiting with Spark Pizza Redmond, just listed as 31 of the top 50 pizzerias in the U.S. And today I am joined by Chef Andy Ehrenberger and Austin Heath, General Manager. Hello! What a beautiful day we have here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so Chef, what are we going to be working on today?
We're going to make a most popular pizza, the honey and spice, and our second most popular, the margarita.
Honey and spice, does that mean there's some like actual honey in there?
Yeah, hot honey that we infuse at Spark.
I did not know this, y'all, and that is my favorite kind of pizza. What a wonderful day for Mireya. Okay, let's jump right into it. All right, so while we're working here, talk to us a little bit about what it means to you to be a part of this list, not once, but twice now.
Yeah, a little overwhelming, to be completely honest. It's a huge honor when we were in New York accepting the award, seeing all the pizza chefs that we've heard about and seen on TV, and just be mentioned in the same breath as them was fantastic.
So that's really beautiful, because I feel like this has really cemented your role in being excellent pizza makers. Walk me through a little bit what it means to also be a part of a family business here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our owners, absolutely amazing, Tony and Carolyn Scott. When they started Spark Pizza, they wanted to spark communication with the community. They give back as much as they can. They do things we call Spark of Kindness, where portions of our proceeds are donated to local charities. And, you know, the feeling of family starts all the way from the owners down to even our newest staff members. It's a very welcoming place.
Beautiful. Okay, and Chef over here, you are getting that pizza ready to go. I think we're about to slip it right into the oven here. Look at that beauty. Oh, I love to see it. Okay, so I gotta check in with you. What is it, ingredients-wise, that makes this pizza so special, award-winning, in fact?
We use local flours from Washington. We also use a local Ferndale mozzarella. Yeah, that's about all local we use.
You know what? Something I really love is the whole time we've been chatting here, we've really been talking about how it's the simple ingredients, just good quality ingredients that make the difference. So if anyone, of course, if they want to visit y'all, is what they should do. But if they ever want to kind of jump in and try and make a little bit of pizza themselves, what's the move? What should they try to do?
If you're going to do it at home out of a conventional oven, pizza stones, they do make them out of stone. They make them as steel as well. Steel ones are a little easier to clean. Once you kind of cut your chops on that, you invest in a uni pizza oven or something similar to that, and it's trial and error. Practice makes perfect.
Wow, beautiful. And we see how fast moving it is right here, actually. Like, parts of it are already cooked. That is fabulous. Now, Chef, I don't want to distract you here, but talk to me about some of your favorite pizzas. This one is the most popular one. Which others do you like?
I like the simple pizzas, like the honey and spice, the trufflin. Margarita's great. I don't like pizzas with too many toppings on them. It takes away from the flavor of the dough, which is the most important part.
Same. Only I didn't know I was cool when I said that.
He definitely doesn't like pineapple on his pizzas either.
Oh, dang. I will throw a pineapple in there. Please don't throw anything at me, okay? So one thing that I have to know here is, how can people visit y'all if they want to check out the goods here?
Yeah, so we're located right in the middle of downtown Redmond. We're open Tuesdays through Sundays. We're open on Saturday and Sunday for lunch. There is a line, so be prepared for a bit of a wait unless you come in early. And we've got you covered on cocktails, beers, and wine while you wait in our comfy little outdoor seating area.
That is beautiful. And kind of walk me through the vibe. What can people expect to see other than that line, of course?
Super inclusive. A day doesn't go by that I don't have 30 people tell me how amazing our staff is. It is just that family touch all the way from top to bottom. It's cross-section of all of the communities of Redmond. People come all the way from Seattle. I had some guy fly in from Argentina the other day to check our pizza out.
No, really?
People go on the pizza heads go on tours all over the world to check out the top 50 pizzas on that list.
Wow, wonderful. Describe to me what it makes you feel when you hear people are fully getting on a plane, traveling to eat your pizza.
I wouldn't have understood it a year ago before I started at Spark Pizza. I would have thought they were crazy, but after trying our pizza, I see how this becomes a passion for people.
Beautiful.
And it gives, I don't need an excuse to travel, but it helps.
Now, we just made another pizza here. Describe to me what we just made.
It's a margarita, just dough, sauce, basil, little olive oil, and grana.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Okay, but can we try is it hot honey? Is that what it is? Can we give that a try? All right. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so don't judge me, but when it's like regular old pizza, I will throw ranch on it. Ah, I'm sorry. But with this, I think you just eat it up just how it is.
Absolutely. We do make a spicy ranch, though, that is amazing. So when you come check us out, we got you covered.
All right, awesome. I'm gonna take a little bite. This is hot, y'all. This is very hot. I'm gonna just grab a little pep right here. Woo! Wow.
Fresh
That's
off the grill,
memorable.
that's the way to try it. We do offer delivery and pickup, but we always recommend people come eat the pizzas in-house right off
Yeah,
the stone.
I think that's the way you do it, right? Okay, so remind me one more time where you're located and what your hours are.
We are located right in downtown Redmond off 164th, and our hours are noon to 10 on Saturday, noon to 9 on Sunday, and 3 until 9 on Tuesday through Friday.
You passed the quiz.
Yeah,
Good job. What's your favorite pizza?
My favorite probably right now is our seasonal star, the shrimp on the Barbie. And I'd never thought about seafood on pizza before that, and I'm a believer now.
All right, beautiful. Well, I want to thank you both so much for joining us here today. And just before we wrap, talk to me about why pizza is so important to you.
You know, it was the first job I ever had, and then when I wanted a new job, all I knew how to do was pizza, and I just fell in love with it over the last 10 years. That's all I want to do now.
Oh, that's beautiful. Take what you love and make it better, and you have done just that. So congratulations to you both here. All right, I want to throw it back to Carly. Girl, this is so good. We sent you a veggie pizza, okay? Give it a try.
Yes, I can't wait to try it. I am sold. I also just loved watching him make that dough. It was such an interesting way. He was like flipping it around that way. Okay, I cannot wait to try that pizza. But before we get to that, we got to let you know to mark your calendars for the next stop on our summer fun tour. So this Friday, we are going to be live at Lake Washington for Seafair Weekend. I'm so excited. We're going to be chatting with hydroplane drivers, checking out some of the classic cars. We're also going to be hanging out with the Seafair Pirates, and we're going to give you a look at the Blue Angels. And we've got a bunch of our friends coming along for the ride. We've got Brian McMillan, our friends Jody and Bender from Mornings on 95.7 The Jet. And all the fun starts at 10 a.m. So you've got to join us. It's going to be so cool. I've got to talk to these hydroplane drivers because those go over like 200 miles an hour. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. Go out, make it the best day ever. I'm diving into this pizza now. See you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna make